Hello, everyone. It's Jennifer, and thank you so much for joining me today. Now, I was out of town last week, and then I come back into town, and I have a live this Friday. I have a live this Friday at 11 a.m. on the 14th. So Friday, March 14th. So if you're watching this and it is after March 14th, be sure to go and find that live. It's gonna be a live show with Stacy Hecht. She is the designer from Stacy Rabbit Designs, and we had our normal monthly live on, we do Sundays at 11, and we do one Sunday a month. Well, what we realized was we were working with the Magical Mystery Bead Box for February, Love Potion 99, or Love Potion number 9, and we hardly used any of our stuff. And it's a Magical Mystery Bead Box. It's a monthly subscription, so it's packed with tons of stuff. And in an hour, I think I only got a few projects out. So what we're doing is we're coming back together this Friday to use up the rest of our box contents. So I hope you can join us for that. So getting to the point here, why I have Year of the Snake out. So I did an unboxing for the Year of the Snake items. When I was preparing for Friday's live, this was sitting underneath it. And I have not designed with it yet. So we are going to get designing with the Year of the Snake. We have some gorgeous crystal. It almost looks like snake skin. And you'll see little fuzzies from my mat. But it also is stuffable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a simple wrapped bracelet using this gorgeous clasp. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, I'm going to have a ton left. So I'm hoping to have some bits and pieces left because I am going to use some memory wire because this is hollow. It's stuffable. So we're going to go ahead and stuff it as well. I have some additional beads from the snake, from the Year of the Snake collection, and we will use some of those. I'm bringing in a very large lobster clasp for the snake necklace. This is how it comes. It comes already done, and I'm going to keep it at this length. I'm sure that this could be pried apart. It probably could get pried apart, and I might do that after the video, but after I do my pictures. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the jump rings and just attach the clasp. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is we are going to attach the clasp. And this is just a gorgeous chain, and it's fairly long, and I'm super cool with that because it will stack very well. And I cannot remember where I got that from. And usually when I have findings, I will usually write down where I got it from. And I didn't for this. So, but it's a large jump ring. Let's get this put together here, get that locked in. Okay, now that's all locked in place. Then we'll do the other side, and quick necklace. You see how quick and easy that was? And you can very easily add some dangles to it or add a pendant to it. And maybe we might have some leftovers that we can do that. But for now, I am just doing this and attaching, and check out that gorgeous necklace. And again, I could probably add a pendant, and I might do that. We'll see. But there's our necklace so far, and it's just so slinky and so, I don't know, you could just really fidget with it, and I absolutely love it. Okay, now for this. Oh, and then I have this cool little clasp here too that we're going to use. Let me get some E6000. Now, I think I got this in maybe a Soft Flex box, or Mystery Challenge kit, or maybe a Great Bead Extravaganza kit. But I had a big tube, and I was just overachiever and getting the big tube. And I actually like the small tubes better because the large tube should have lasted my entire life, and it got all dried out. So for me, and I would always close it off nice and tight, but it, yeah, it dried up on me. So now I put a nice slab of it, and I'm going to twist this around inside. And that's one part of it. So I'm actually going to wrap it around a few times. So I found my length, and now I want to trim it up. And I don't believe I want to just, oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That was awesome. That was, look at that nice clean cut. All right, I'm digging this. Now what I want to do is I want to just have the natural curvature of the chain here, because it's going to go like this, and I want it to be natural. So you see how I'm just laying it out, and this is how this is going to go, and then I will do it just like that. Okay, just kind of like when we're doing our little silver silk findings where we want the SS to show up. Okay, so we're going to go like that. I'm going to add my E6000, and I'm putting a very healthy portion. I just got some on me now. Putting a very healthy portion in there. And before I add it in, I'm going to twist it around a little bit so it gets around all of it. And now I'm done. So now I'm just going to set it and forget it. Okay, so there's another one. Now what I want to do is I have this length of memory wire, and it doesn't have to be this long. And I can always cut it after I get it all untangled. So I have this much of memory wire, and I'll probably end up cutting it in half, but I don't want to cut it until I know exactly how much I'm going to use. So what I want to do is, do you remember? Oh, I'm going to go grab the project, and I'll be right back. So I was looking for my summer camp. It was summer camp 2023, maybe. It was the year, I think it was 2023. And Nilay Patel from Silver Silk and More, he had done a project with his pipe chain. And the pipe chain is very similar to this, where it's hollow. And these are just a couple of other designs that I did using the pipe chain, and I'm going to use now. And this is Jesse James Beads here. I did this bracelet up and use memory wire, and it just is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There's no clasp, there's nothing. And I try to wrap around a few at least 3 times. This one here, I did not, but what I have found is that even when I just wrap around once, it's okay. It doesn't come off. However, though, if I was making it for myself, it's fine. However, though, if I'm making it for my friend, which I think I gave my summer camp bracelet to her, if I make it for her, I need a few because she's very active. She's a school teacher, and I try to give it some extra layers. Now, also what I have is I have the marigold. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bead strand, also from Jesse James Beads. And this one is the Snake of the Year. I'll see if it's still available. I also need to get the name. So when I get the name, I'll put it right here because I can't remember what the name is. But so many gorgeous, gorgeous beads on this strand. Beautiful. So I'm probably going to snag maybe some of the spacers. We have some spacers here. And what I love is I love a good mixed metal. And so we're going to do that. Now, let me grab my fancy dandy ruler, and we'll just do maybe 2-inch increments. And once I have this one, then I'll be able to cut them all. So I am going to, all I'm doing is just cutting right onto that. And then what we'll do is we'll start adding them around. Maybe I'll do a couple that are small. So let's get this cut up. And And it's okay if they're not exactly the same length because they're going to be throughout the bracelet. So let's do a few. And again, just cutting with my regular cutters. I don't know if that's right or wrong. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6. Now, when I build my wrap bracelet, I like to get everything out. Yes, I'm cutting into a bead strand. Yes, I'm cutting into a second bead strand. So excited. All right. Let's get all of our stuff out here. Oh gosh, look at that. So pretty. That matches really well with that same gold. So we're going to put that off to the side with that one. And it kind of matches that too. We'll see if we bring those in. So I am just, oh, these bead caps. I love their bead caps. Then we have some of those. So we're going to use maybe some of those. These will probably not work on there. So we'll use some of those too. Let's keep everything. We have spacers. So what I want for the end is I want a small bead. So let's take this one off. We have lots of little small beads here. Oh, I love the tiny crystal rondelle spacers. These I save because I want to make a big project using just these on some silver silk. Look at those. So pretty. So we'll use those up. And like I said, I'm going to do a little bit of mixed metal, which I love. These are so pretty. They have that topaz color. So we have some of these. We have more of those little tiny rondelle spacers. We have those. And we have these. All right. So for the end, let's bring in a cube bead. And I like to design on the memory wire. And here's why. Because I enjoy making a tangled mess, obviously. But also too, because I like to see where it's going to land. And I think there's a tool out there that helps with this. But I'm just going to go ahead and start going here. Oh, I need these. Let's grab these little guys too. Okay. Oh, and then what I did, this is chain reaction, and look at the colors on those. Those are so pretty. And I might use these. Might use these beads. Those beads would look really cute. So what I'm going to do is these are connected. So there's little links in between each of the components, and these rondelles are wire wrapped onto them. And so what I do is I just remove them. And I just remove them. And I cut the wrapped loop part so that I still keep the little bit of that little link. So I like to keep the little link. Oh, this one's wire wrapped directly onto there. Oh no, there's a link. Let me show you. So here is the component, and then they have little links in between. And so I like to keep those intact. So then what I do is I just cut at the wrap loop, which I've made mistakes before and accidentally cut not the wire wrap loop and been very angry because I really like things to match. So if something ends on a link, or if it ends on the little loop that's attached to your component, but that's just me. I get like that. Does anybody else get like that? I like things just to match. And if something doesn't match, like during a live, I will go back and change it. So now I'm just doing this, making a big mess, but that gives you the idea of what I'm doing here. Okay, and then I just take all my little, those are from the wire wrap loops, and toss them. All right, so what I'm going to do is find the end. And then what I do is, so that I don't have chunky beads sitting on top of chunky beads, I leave it like this so that I know. But I know that this is going to be one end. This is one end. And I do that because I'm going to do a loop at the end. And what I've been doing is I've been doing 2 wraps around. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go like that. Add a little tiny, add one of these guys, and then add a tube. Okay, and just push that along. Okay, then it sits up there nicely. If you want, you could put the spacers in between or the rondelle spacers. You can do that too. So on this one here, I'm just going to do this side just like so. And then I want to remember to save that for the other end as well. So after I do this, I just want to make sure that I'm saving one of these. And maybe just one of those, and maybe one of these just in case. All right, so that's what I have so far. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to add a spacer. Oh no, let's add one of these. Those are cute. And then I can add another one of these guys. Then let's start ramping up and add one of those. And then we can add one of the, let's add one of these. And then we'll add another tube. Okay, and once you get to the end, you can, you'll be able to maneuver your stuff around. And then also too, if you don't like it, you can do something different. You can move things around. I like just adding and seeing where things go. Those are so pretty. Let's put a couple of those together like that. Let's do this, and then let's add another piece. And again, if you have bead caps, you can add bead caps. I'm just using what I have here. Okay, so I'm trying to push, there we go. All right, very, very, oh, I love that. So elegant already. Okay, we have another one of these. So we'll add that. And then let's do one of these. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I did one of these. Let's add a couple of these. I like doubling up too. Doubling up is kind of cool. All right, so now let's add, I don't know why I'm holding on to these like they're gonna fall off. They're not gonna fall off. If I twist it around too much, it will. Okay, let's get this added. Okay. All right. Now what I can see is I can see that I have a nice chunky, let's bring this all together here. Let's bring this down. And so when I'm looking at this, so when I look at this, those sections wind up together, and that is absolutely perfect. So now what I want to do is I just have to be careful with this chunk-a-monk here. So I'm going to grab this guy. I am going to grab the chunk-a-monk and know that that sits just like that. So I know now to bring in a couple of other beads. So let's bring in, we're going to bring in this one. Let's bring in this guy. Let's bring in another one of these. Okay. Let's bring in this one. I still have a couple more of these. So let's do this. When I push down, I'm actually not down far enough. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see, we have 2 of those. We have 1 of those. So now we're getting towards the end here. Oh, I might want that. Okay, so let's go here. And this is where it's going to land, just like that. Okay. So this is what we have so far. If you can see, that's how it's all landing. So I know that I have a little bit of room. So I can add a little cluster here before adding another bit. But I think what I want to do is I think I want to do this. Okay. I want to do this. Okay. And then I want to do this. I want a little bit of sparkle in between there. So let's give it a little bit of more sparkle there. Okay. Then let's add this. Okay, so we got that. All right, now I want to add some of these. Let's see what that does up against there. Okay, that fits in there perfectly. So I want to add a cluster of these. They're so pretty. I need to leave enough for a bracelet because I'm gonna do a bracelet. All right, so we have that. Okay, so there we go there. Let's add this. Let's add this. Every time I pull on it, when I release, I let go. And so then I let go of my end. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is, love it. All right, now we have more that we're gonna do. So we're gonna continue on. Okay, I think I wanna save those guys for another project. So then we have these. So let's do this, okay? Then I have one of these. I have one of these. Okay. So we're going to save 4 of those. All right. And then we're going to do, let's do this. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. And finally, we are down to the end. Wow. Sparkle. Okay, and I'm going to save these because, again, we still have more projects. So I wanted to save these guys. Oh, I love that cut. All right, so now I need to make my loops on the end. And if you want to do dangles, we can always do dangles too. So I can actually save, oh, I know what I can do. I will show you something else that you can do with this. Okay. Yes, I'm still cutting. All right. Then I want one more. I just need one more stone. Here we go. Okay. Be very careful though, because I have broke beads before doing this. Oh, that just went everywhere. Okay. All right. Now I have to bring in a different pair of chain nose pliers. Now they have, I mean, not chain nose pliers, round nose pliers. They have what are called memory wire ones, but I broke both pairs that I had. Don't ask me how I did it. So I have this very old pair, and I think I got this as a gift from someone, and it's actually pretty cool. It feels like it has grippers on it. It feels a little different, but I think it's just, I think it is the same material. This one's very smooth. This one feels very rough, but also too, it has a cutter in it. I never knew that for the longest time, but I only use these for my memory wire because they're so tough. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I want my loop to go this way, and I don't need a huge one, but I am going to go around, and then I'm kind of moving it so it's not on top of each other so that I can get a second wrap all the way around. And I just do that so that I can add my dangles and everything is perfect. And then I don't know if I can break the neck on it. I don't think there's such thing as breaking the neck on memory wire. So I tried. Oh, I did. Oh, cool. All right. Now what I want to do is I need to bring this all the way down to the end, up against it, and then I'm going to trim it. I have to remember that I'm going 2 times around. Also, I'm grabbing my memory wire cutters, and so I'm going to eyeball it. Let's see here. Now there is a little bit of give in the bracelet because this can be smushed, and I kind of want it to be smushed. So now I'm going to go in the same direction, same place, and just really, you really have to, because it's memory wire. And I'm sure that if I had the right round nose pliers, it'd be better. But, okay, let me try and break the neck. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's put it on. See, and see how easy it is to go on? Oh, wow. And no matter where you have it. So that was the other thing, is I didn't make my ends meet. You see how on my other ones, my ends met, and I was okay with that because this is incredible. I love it. And we're going to add some dangles to it. So usually when I'm making these, I will make them, I will overlap. But again, I was running out of beads. And so, yeah. Now what I want to do is I'm going to make some dangles. And what I want to do is I'm going to, first off, I'm going to have one of these dangle off because I want a little bit of chain on there too. And I could probably very easily just fold it in half and call it a day like that. But I want one longer, one shorter. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut at the component. Maybe. Wow, these are tough. Okay, so what I did was I cut at the component like that. So I'm going to grab my file because now I have these little nubbies and I'm going to file down the nubbies so it's nice and smooth. Okay, again, they're still, and I think if I would have cut them with my jewelry saw, that would have been better. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, you've seen me do this on like link chain. You're going to see a finished project that I did using this chain. But because I wanted the chain to be, I wanted the dangle to dangle, so I changed it into a charm by cutting off the loop and then filing it. So that's what I do. Not sure if that's right or wrong, but it's what I do. Then on this one here, I am going to cut the link. Maybe. Will I cut the link? Yeah, I'll cut the link. Let's cut the link. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire wrap that on there. That is just going to be a chain. This is going to be a dangle. And then I could do another long one. I could do a long one too. Could do one like this, maybe a little bit longer. So I'm going to cut it here at the link. At the component. So I'm cutting on the component. Oh, that was easy. Okay. I'm going to grab my file and start filing. That one I didn't get as close, so I'm going to be filing for a little bit. Oh, not as much as I thought. Okay. And then I just make sure there's no sticky outies, and there we go. All right, so let me grab let's grab some 22-inch gold to make a wire wrap loop. Trim off a few inches. And that's craft wire, 22 gauge from Softflex. Get that right on the edge. And I'm going to wire wrap that directly onto that, this component here. We'll put it on the shorter one. Wait, yeah, we have to put it on the shorter one. Okay, bring that back through. Grab that. Okay. And I like to push it down as well. Okay. Right. Okay, add that. It's not as pushed down as I like. Let's put that back on there. There, pulled it down just a little bit more. Make it a little bit more tight. Okay, see if that helps it. Oh yeah, okay, so now let's make our wire wrap loop. We're using 22 gauge, so I'm gonna go down to the tippy tip. Come in with my chain nose pliers. My round nose pliers. Rotate. Spin that around. It's gotta get nice and centered. We'll put that on the end. If I've been going off camera, I am so sorry. I always say speed does not equate to accuracy, and that's the case today. I'm really rushing today because I found this and I feel like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and get something out now. And so this was a very true design on the fly because I had no idea. I literally saw this and gasped because I hadn't done anything with this except for my unboxing. Okay, so now I'm just tucking that in to make that all nice and tidy. So cute. Always tuck in that very end. Now, what I can do, I'm sure I could probably get that opened up. I wonder if I have, sure I can get that in there. Let's see if I can get that in there. All right, so after I have this split ring tool. I've never used it in my entire life because I thought, oh, maybe that's what I can do. That was like the hardest thing I've ever tried in my life, so I need to Google that. However, though, these links open up. Yes, I'm overthinking it big time. So, you know what I want to do first is I want to tighten this up because I really did a number on it. So I want to get that down in there. Okay. So these little links open up. I learn something every day. So now let's get that put on there. Again, this has been like the most toughest thing I've done in a really long time. All right, so now let's get this on here. and get that closed up. Perfect. And now we have some dangles. Then I want this one to go next. And I just happen to be under the microscope trying to get the, that split ring tool, which again, I have no clue how to use it. And I couldn't get it to work. So then what I can do here is I can just add it to this guy like that. So then it's like that. Then I can add this one. Let's see where, there it is. I cannot believe I didn't know that that was open. Some of them are not, so always check your chain reaction. Okay, so now what I can do is add it to this one. So there we have it. Finally, right? We have a beautiful wrapped memory wire bracelet. We have some dangles off the end, and I could probably add more over here too. Maybe I will. So when I post the picture, it's going to have 2 sets of these dangles. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it. Comment. I love to see what everybody has to say. And subscribe, because we still have a few more things that we're going to be making with the rest of our beads from the Year of the Snake collection. Jump on over to Jesse James Beads. I have an affiliate link in the description below. You pay no more, you pay no less. It just helps me out with my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, have a good one.